The rise of the internet has given the power to every human on earth to express themselves in front of the world in their own language without spending a penny. Without a doubt, platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube has created more celebrities in a single decade than any other platforms in the previous century. And YouTube, being the second largest search engine on the planet, has played a significant role to that. For whatever reasons, if you find yourself filled with the thought of creating your own YouTube channel but has a lot of questions, queries and doubts regarding your first video, or you all set but feel resistant, you are at the right place. So let's get started. Hey, what's up guys? I know a lot of people who wanted to make YouTube videos at some point in their life. They did research all day, they were brainstorming for weeks, and you know what? They wanted to ensure each and everything before they start. And it goes something like this: how to make a YouTube video. And then they want to know a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then they get tired, and then they say I'll start tomorrow, and then next week, and then they lose motivation, and then they never do it. Or while gathering information, they get to see something like the dark side of YouTube or my YouTube experience, and then they quit the idea before they ever finish their first video. Because how can you make your first video when you have more reasons for why you shouldn't make one? And no matter which category you fall in, you have to realize that you are constantly flooded with the useless information, and it's your job to limit it. And I don't think YouTube as a money-making machine. It's just a platform where you can show your talent. And once you get to the million mark, yeah, there can be multiple ways to monetize it. So by now, my point can be summed up in just one sentence. Just get started, at least for the sake of your future regrets. Because rather than thinking that I could be that guy for 2 years, it's better to try and fail in 6 months and then never think about it again, ever. Now, let's talk about the process. How to make your first YouTube video. Me, for example, I was 100% sure at the beginning that it would be animation because I love the whole process of filmmaking and animation. I also had interest in the field of personal development and philosophy to some extent. But as a beginner, you really don't have much to talk about, so I started with animated book reviews, and that's how I began. Almost everyone wants to create the kind of channel that they are subscribed to. So they have this huge goal for themselves. They don't want to take anything lightly, but the problem with that is if you start with a huge project, you will find that you don't even know where to begin. So my advice to you is find your core interest and figure out the simplest and the easiest idea that you can work on and finish it as quickly as possible. Because if you're like Edison or Steve Jobs who can dedicate their whole life into their work, good for you. But most people don't possess that kind of capabilities. Most people have limited amount of motivation and dedication, and it's hard for them to stretch their limits, especially in the beginning. So if you delay the process, it will fade away. You don't have to rush, but finish your project as soon as possible. If you look at the first video of any channel that you admire, you will notice how bad and awkward they were at the beginning. And you never know how many failed channels that they started before that. So the bottom line is just start. You will never end up being where you want unless you start. Alright, that was it. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button for me, and in the next video we are going to learn how to keep your channel growing, so stay tuned. Meanwhile, you can check out my video on how to add custom thumbnail to your Instagram videos. Link is in the description. Thanks for watching.